Alright, I guess I haven't actually done this on stream, so we're gonna stop queuing here and I'll do a quick patch impression here with you guys, since you're the first ones to tune in. This is the benefit that you get for being here on time, on the spot, you know. Shout out to you guys. So, we're gonna do a quick analysis here of the 721B patch. So I'm gonna read through stuff here. We'll do top to bottom. General changes. Experience earned when being denied increased from 25 to 30%. Very small increase, but I still think a lot of people are crying about this, and I like the approach of just increasing it a little bit. I've heard people say it should be back to 50. We previously had 70%, and I think that 25 is good, but maybe 30 is better. I like being very punished when you get denied. I don't think that you should get a lot if you're unable to get CS. That's my general opinion. Item changes, only one thing. Randomized gold bonus reduced from 200 to 180. Well, it's a revert, you know, like 200 was quite a lot of gold. Then again, keep in mind that it's down to 90 seconds cooldown, and it does give you 40 attack speed, so I'm still expecting to see a lot of randomized usage on a lot of different heroes, because it's still very valuable. Anti-Mage, who got hit badly by the Battle Fury nerf, now gets base agility increased by 2. Not really enough to say too much about it, but maybe makes him a little bit more playable again. The hero did get nerfed very hard by Battle Fury. Bane gets a very satisfying OCD change here. He didn't have the same stat gain to everything. Now he has 2.6, 2.6, 2.6 instead of the 2.4, 2.4, 2.8. For anyone who is familiar with Bane, he used to be a 2.2 all across, and then they made him have more int gain than strength and agi, and people were freaking the fuck out. That's very satisfying. The Consistency Knight has now less lifesteal on his level 1 Chaos Strike. Still very strong ability, but not 40% lifesteal, so he's not going to be able to like lane against just about anything anymore, but still probably going to be quite fucking powerful. I don't think this will remove CK from the popularity, but it will make him a little bit more sustainable, or less sustainable in lane, which makes it possible to harass him. Crystal Maiden is... I don't know what she's been eating, but she's getting 20 armor when she channels Freezing Field. Like, that's terrifying to me. Like, to me, that's terrifying. I'm a fucking TA player, right? I don't typically run around with a way to stop CM from channeling ulti other than killing her. And good luck with 20 bonus armor in a very short period of time. You know, she only had 10 bonus armor for... was it only since 720 or 721? I can't remember. But yeah, now already up to 20. I mean, if you get Omni Slashed as CM and you just start channeling ulti, that Omni Slash will do nearly nothing to you. Just buy like 2 bracers on CM and your ulti is gonna be basically making you protected from physical damage. And that's crazy. So, speaking of physical damage, there's a lot of more armor changes happening. Darkseer got his base armor reduced by 2. However, he did get 0.6 more agi gain. So, they give him something back. It's gonna scale up, and in the late game, he will actually have more armor. But in the early game, he will definitely be a little bit easier to harass, which is nice. The hero felt very, very tanky, and will hurt his tower diving abilities. Still, he should be pretty fine just cutting creep wave. I don't think it will change too much how much damage he takes from creeps when creep skipping, but more so his tower diving ability is nerfed. Grimstroke is once again getting nerfed. Inkswell stun duration is down from 1.4 to 3.8 to 1.0, so really like nothing stun there, to 3.7. So scales up to be almost as good, but still nerfed there as well. Soulbind slow is reduced from 15, 30, 45 to 10, 20, 30. That's the bigger nerf. I mean, 45% slow. Whoops, sorry, I shouldn't click here. I forget, it just spazzes out when you left click. The fact that you only slow for 30% instead of 45 is pretty big. It makes it much harder for Grimstroke to control people in the team fight. And here we get to IO. What we were talking about before you read this log. So, Tether. Tether no longer makes you unslowable. Already a pretty large nerf and a very well needed one. A lot of people have been complaining that you just cannot kill Io. I've been one of them. I've been definitely on the forefront of complaining that you cannot murder Wisp anymore. It used to always be play against Wisp, kill the Wisp first, and then kill his partner. But now they are finally bringing back the possibility to focus him if you don't have just chain stuns. So you can make him slowed without having to slow his main. Spirits no longer have a toggle cooldown. Spirits minimum range from 100 to 200. Spirits rotation interval from every 2.4 seconds to every 2.7, so they rotate slightly slower and have a little bit of a wider minimum range, making it harder to wisp bomb as effectively. The rotation speed does actually hurt a little bit. Spirits no longer have a micro animation interruption when initially casting. That's actually a buff, more than anything, but very, very minor. Overcharge damage reduction from 15, 20, 25, 30% to 5, 10, 15, 20. Thank fucking god, dude. So this, paired up with the tether change, means that Wisp can finally die again. And then relocate mana cost is changed from 100 to 175. Makes a lot of sense when you consider that overcharge doesn't drain your mana constantly anymore, right? Overcharge is now just casually a 100 mana cost spell, so yeah, relocate should be more expensive. This makes a lot of sense. And then we have level 15 talents changed from tether grants scepter bonus to plus 8 HP regen, and level 20 talent from 16 HP regen to tether grants scepter bonus. So they postponed the Aghanims upgrade as well. All these changes combined, and Wisp is no longer nearly as broken as he was before. I mean, I could totally see Wisp coming back into Captain's mode right now with these changes. We'll probably see him added to Captain's mode in the next patch, like in 7.22, is what I would expect. Because I don't feel like it's gonna be. I don't feel like it's gonna be that insane anymore. These nerfs make it possible to go on him. He's still super busted. Don't misunderstand. I mean, yeah, he's still a powerful hero, but I wouldn't say that he's super busted, because if we're talking about that, that's like OP level, right? Something crazy powerful, like you cannot deal with it level. And I think that was what he was at before this nerf. But these are quite a few different nerfs, giving him weaknesses and making him once again have to play intelligently and not just be a full Pepega going in and just not dying and killing everything. So now it actually takes some skill to play Wisp, which is good. Omnislash, the attack rate multiplier is reduced from 1.8 to 1.7, so minor nerf to Juggernaut ulti. Will-O-Wisp being cast a second time will follow the same tick interval as the first, meaning that you cannot double ulti the same area. You cannot chain stun people. You will have to cover a bigger area instead, which is still fairly good, but not gonna chain stun people so they can't, do anything. This was mainly a problem in high-level competitive games. I'm gonna be honest here and say, not in a single game that I played with Caudle or against Caudle in any of my games ever, actually, was there a point in time where like 3 or more players were caught by a chain stun of Will-O-Wisp and died. I've actually never seen it in one of my games. Yes, I have seen competitive games where it has happened. Liquid notoriously have done it, and Secret has also done it. I've seen those games, but I feel that has often been at a pretty expensive price. It's been a position for Caudle, who rushed first item refresher and was extremely weak and susceptible until then. So even then, I feel like it came at a pretty expensive price. And once you had it, you still needed to lead with a different disable on those opponents and then start the Will-O-Wisp, because the Will-O-Wisp was not instant. So you could still press Rage, Blade Fury, BKB, whatever, and get out of it. Ultimately, I feel like this nerf is mainly targeting the pro scene. Not even like Immortal or Divine level games did you see this being a big problem, and for sure not in lower MMR. Leshrac, agility gain increased from 1.7 to 2.3. Storm is going to be happy about that. Lich movement speed from 305 to 295, and Sinister Gaze duration is reduced from 1.6 to 2.5 to 1.3 to 2.5. So still as good when you level up. Very minor nerf to Lich here. I like it because they also nerfed Juggernaut very slightly, and that's the main combo that people are playing, so don't go too far with the nerfs on them. Besides, you're buffing other supports, right? You're buffing the Crystal Maiden. You're making other options more attractive, and Treant Protector is also gonna get buffed. So I would not say you need to go harder on nerfs here. Lifestealer gain, strength gain is reduced from 3.6 to 3.2, and Feast reduced from 175 to 4 to 1.5 to 3.75. Yeah, I mean Lifestealer is crazy strong. He still has his armor, so I don't think that Lifestealer is gonna fall out of flavor. I think he's still gonna be a powerful hero that people go towards in this patch, but we will see. We will see. Lina, base intelligence increased by 2. Man, Stormstormer is gonna be so happy. They buffed both Lesh and Lina, 2 heroes that he's been spamming already. Base intelligence increased by 2 also means that you have more damage in your laning stage and a little bit more mana to spam spells, so I mean it's really nice for him. Lycan, base armor increased by 1. Wolves need no armor, by the way. Wait, how much base armor does Lycan have now? I need to have a quick look-see here. EMC Cable. Sup, man? Still allowing resub when I haven't had Amazon Prime in ages. Yeah, I'm not complaining, man. I'm not complaining. That's good. Yeah, he used to have 0 armor. That's what I thought. So now he has actually 1 armor. 1.6. He was at 0.6, so technically he was at 1 armor before, and now, if we're gonna be real about it, he has 2 armor, right? Because we gotta round up. Unless we want to specifically say that he had 0.6 and now has 1.6. That's if we want to be specific. Back to reading patch notes. So he has 2 armor on Lycan for rounding. Magnus with strength gain reduced from 3.7 to 3.5. The Skewer Slow is lower on level 1 by quite a bit, which is going to hurt the position 5 Magnus people have been doing. And the mana cost increase is also going to hurt the position 5 a little bit. So nerfing the support position 4 or 5 Magnuses that we have seen. Night Stalker strength gain is reduced a little bit as well. A lot of strength heroes getting nerfed after this overall change to stat gains. And Omni Knight with, again, a buff to the duration of Heavenly Grace. I feel like people might be sleeping on how strong this ability is now. This is now a 12-second duration, 14-second cooldown, 20 HP regen, 28 bonus strength, 50% status resistance, strong dispel that you can put on allies. Now, that's a fucking spell right there. I mean, we could talk about Omni Knight overall and whether we think he's in the meta and whether we think he's strong overall, but holy fuck, dude, Heavenly Grace is one good spell. And I can't wait to have Huskar Omni Knight against me every single game. That's gonna be so much fun. Yeah, Heavenly Grace is like an ulti level spell. I mean, it's just insane. It's got 2-second downtime on this shit. I mean, it sounds so powerful. Let's play this with like a typical strength core that wants to go up and hit high ground. I think Huskar is by far and away the best one, but there might be some other ones available as well that fit just as fine. Notoriously, I would say maybe even Sven. I mean, even Lifestealer, honestly. Wraith Kings, Slardars. There's a few. Alchemists. I mean, Alchemist with that shit plus Alchemist ulti, you're not gonna kill him. You're just not gonna kill him. Yeah, Heavenly Grace would have 100% uptime with Octarine. Yeah, it would. It would be crazy. But Octarine on Omni Knight takes a while to farm. But same can be done with just finding an Arcane Rune. Phantom Lancer. Phantom Rush agility bonus is increased from 6 to 30 to 9 to 36. So the Cancer Lancer getting a little bit stronger. Still pretty minor. I don't want to say that that's a very big buff, but it helps. Ricky, base health regen increased by 1.5. Dude, that honestly helps Ricky quite a bit. Ricky had a few changes in a row now where he got stronger. I'm gonna bring up here on my second screen, or I don't have a second screen. I'm kidding. I'm just gonna search for Ricky here and get his recent changes. Ricky, there we go. I'm gonna read through some of his recent changes to you guys. I can actually just bring it up on screen, I think. Okay, so we have Ricky Mario. Wait, why am I on the WagaGamepedia? It's not what I want to be. Liquipedia.
A patron of the arts.
Here we go.
Looking smooth.
Thank you, Yulkir. Thank you for the 2 months. So let's look at Ricky. From 720, he has been getting buffs. He did get nerfed quite hard in 719D. But if we look at 720 here, Blink Strike cooldown was rescaled, made better for lower levels. Blink Strike damage was arguably buffed. I mean, a little bit nerfed on early levels, but it does go up to 120. Base damage increased by 3 in 720E. Base damage increased by 4 in 721. Base movement speed increased by 5. And level 20 talent was improved slightly. That's irrelevant. Base health regen increased by 1.5. But if you combine all these base changes here, 1.5 health regen and 7 base damage and 5 movement speed, that's some really sweet fucking changes for Ricky. In the early game, that's going to help you a lot. So I do think the changes to Ricky is something that people might be sleeping on as well. So I'll have to see if I want to play some Ricky and try it out. So anyway, let's keep going here. Shadow Fiend, base strength increased by 1, and intelligence gain is increased from 2.0 to 2.2. Yeah, I mean, it does make him a little bit harder to burst in that laning stage, and Shadow Fiend typically struggled with that. He was quite easy to kill in laning stage, but it's only 1 strength. It's not a really big difference. It's not like 1 armor. 1 armor would be a lot bigger. Speaking of, Slark, base armor increased by 1. I'm surprised by this change, because I feel like Slark overall has seen quite a bit of gameplay. I feel like Slark has been pretty popular in high-level games. We've seen the Midas into Diffusal builds. We even saw some mid-Slark being played in competitive Dota. And 1 more armor, I mean, I should not I should not understate how impactful that can be. Literally taking 0 damage. There's a reason that meme exists. It's actually quite big to give a hero extra base armor. It is. And what armor is he sitting at now? Let's just double check that for reference here. Slark. There he is.
A patron of the arts.
Thank you, Turian, for the resub. So Slark is sitting at 3.4 armor now, where he used to be sitting at the 2.4. I mean, it's still not incredibly high. It's not like certain strength heroes high. But looking at these stats, man, 620 HP with 3.4 armor without any item, Slark is pretty damn tanky. I don't know. I think he's happy about that little change. Base strength is increased by 2 on Sniper, and his slow talent is improved by 5%. Base strength is increased by 2 on Spectre, and 1 more to her all stats talent. These changes are not massive, for sure. I don't think it really solves a lot of issues that either of the heroes have, but still fair. The heroes are not in a good state right now, so happy to see them get some buffs. I would love to see some different buff to Sniper, but strength for Spectre makes a lot of sense. The Storm Spirit Static Remnant mana cost is down from 100 to 70, 80, 90, 100. It's a revert on the Remnant mana cost change. And that's going to make you able to play the level 1 Remnant build with max overload, which players have been favoring in the past. So that's interesting. And we might see a little bit more Storm gameplay from this. Electric Vortex also brought down from 22 to 16 to always being 16-second cooldown. Of course, if you level it, you're going to increase the duration, but you also increase the mana cost. So, I mean, it's a great value point now. You're definitely going to go 4-1-4 builds. You probably start like 1-1-3-1
Night Stalker.
And then go into the 4-1-4. Play more Night Stalker, some no-brain. Dude, Night Stalker is good. Night Stalker is good, but we'll see if I'm gonna play it because there's been some other changes, right? Thank you for resub. My boy Sven, great cleave, getting nerfed on early level. Warcry bonus speed is reduced. Warcry's shield base capacity is reduced. Man, it's insane how much they have nerfed Warcry. It's actually insane how much they have nerfed Warcry, I feel. I mean, yeah, I don't have anything else to say. God Strength is on a 100-second cooldown as well. I mean, that 20-second longer cooldown for God Strength is a really big nerf too. I feel Sven is getting pretty shit on. He's getting Grimstroke treatment right now. Here we got TA with a simple, short, concise, and beautiful fucking change. TA, Meld Strike, Meld debuff, now stacks. That is all. That means that we can double minus armor people with melds while also giving them the Desolator minus armor, and they're gonna fucking melt. So it's beautiful. It's beautiful. Timbersaw base intelligence increased by 2. Whirling Death stat loss increased from 12 to 15 to 13 to 16. Tiny Tree Grab bonus damage from 25 to 40, 10 to 40. That is such a nice change. Fuck Tiny, honestly. Anyone who picks Tiny and like levels Tree Grab and just last hits, fuck you. I'm so happy about this change. So that's good. Treant Protector Living Armor damage block is increased from 25 to 40 on level 1. I don't feel like that's a very big change because it's still only 4 damage instances. But the more I think about it, the more I feel like it might be decent. I don't think so, Blood Rapier. Maybe not Refresher, but maybe more something along the lines of melding and waiting for the opponents to walk over where you're camping, which I already did, but now it's stronger to do that. If you buy Refresher on TA, then you're gonna have some inventory management issues. Base armor reduced by 2 on Ursa. Man, losing 2 armor. I mean, we talk about gaining 2 armor and how nice that is, but shit, losing 2 armor, you're just gonna be so squishy. That's a sad one. Overpower cooldown is also increased from 10 to 16 and going down to 10. Man, Ursa, rest in fucking pepperoni, dude. It was good while it lasted, but goodbye. Visage is also getting nerfed, which struck me as a little bit surprising, despite the fact that Visage is topping the win rates all the way from fucking Crusader bracket to Immortal bracket. He's like the highest win rate hero in all brackets. So yeah, it makes sense that he will get this nerf, but still a little bit unexpected. The nerf to fucking hell, I shouldn't click anything, man. The nerf to the familiars damage is probably the biggest part of this. Taking away 10 damage from familiars, I mean, that hurts. So Warlock base intelligence was increased by 3, and upheaval mana cost is reduced to be very cheap on level 1, but it's also pretty garbage on level 1. It takes a long time before it starts doing anything with only 1 level in it. And then Weaver. finally, but not a very small change. Weaver Geminate attack now deals 10, 20, 30, 40 bonus physical damage on the second hit. My first instinct with this is that that bonus damage should be built into the attack, right? So that means that if I buy a Daedalus, I'm going to be able to crit on that 40 bonus damage as well. So Daedalus Weaver, more powerful than before. And overall, just Weaver, more powerful than before. But you can play towards the buff if you want to. If you crit on the second attack, that would hurt. Bartier, who are the biggest winners and losers of the patch. Wisp is the biggest loser, and biggest winner. There's a lot of strong ones. I mean, I kind of want to put Omni Knight down for that, because that's just so good. I think it's like, to me it's Omni Knight, CM, Lina, and Slark maybe are the biggest winners, in my opinion. Yeah, I think those are my list.